Hi. So this is the dry ice demonstration day. We're learning about sublimation. That's when a solid skips the liquid phase and has such a huge energy increase that it goes straight from solid to a gas. So what we have is a sample of dry ice, which is freezing cold. So I pick it up with a glove. It's really cool. And as you can see, it is really steamy and it goes straight from a solid to a gas. So the top layer here is covered with the gas. One of the ways we can prove that is by pushing a spoon against it. It's metal, you can hear it. Oh yeah. Once it gets cold, it kind of loses that sound. You can push a coin onto it. That's really cool. You can also freeze a coin straight to it, and it'll stay on there. It's really fun. But what we're gonna do is go ahead and break it into some chunks. And then I'm gonna put a chunk inside of this warm water. Once it's in the warm water, it makes a visible gas. It's kind of like mixed water vapor and carbon dioxide gas because it's a solid carbon dioxide. It's really cool because it actually sinks. You can stir it up, you can pick it up and let it go, which is always really fun. One of the things I'm going to do this is I'm going to add some food coloring to it just to kind of prove to you that all of the air that's coming out is not just water or liquid water. So when we add the food coloring to it, it doesn't touch the dry ice in there. The dry ice actually remains white, which is really fun. And the liquid inside is green, the gas remains white as well, contaminated. So I'll pour this BROMOTHYMOL blue. It starts out as blue, and once you add something that indicates an acid is present, it actually turns yellow. It actually kind of looks like urine. So that's always cool. And then I can just take a little tiny chunk and stick it in here, and we will see what happens. So it's kind of magical. I want to make sure you can see. So here we go. Okay, and it turns a yellow. It is boiling a lot. Make it a little smaller. There's a smaller chunk going to go in this one here. You can see it turns. It's an acid-base indicator. And then we have the last one. We'll just have that float on top, which is kind of fun because then it'll turn yellow slowly. All right, so that's our BROMOTHYMOL blue indicator. I also have some candles here. Light candles. Move everything away, which is always fun. One interesting fact about carbon dioxide is that we pressurize it and we put it inside of fire extinguishers. I have a fire extinguisher here that I'm not going to use because I can actually make my own fire extinguisher today using, so this is a real fire extinguisher. I'm going to make my own using the carbon dioxide that I have in solid form. So I'm going to go ahead and take this Erlenmeyer flask with a one-hole stopper and some tubing. I'm going to stick in a chunk of carbon dioxide, solid carbon dioxide. It's going to sublimate. And then when I put this on here, it goes ahead and makes the smoke come out. Looks really cool. And what I can do is put the fire out. So ready, fire extinguisher, pew-woo, pew-woo, pew-woo. Okay, so that's what's really fun about that. The other cool thing about this is you can make bubbles. You can dip this into some soapy solution and make some boo bubbles. They're really fun. And you can poke them and they kind of explode. So they're really fun little guys. I like to make really big boo bubbles. One of the things I wanted to bring up is that it really isn't a good idea to put dry ice into a closed container. The sublimation process increases in energy so much that you go straight from a solid, which is pretty compact on the particulate level, and then as soon as it gets all that energy, the gas just explodes with, it needs a lot of space, it takes up a lot of volume. And if you put it inside of a closed container, so if, let's say this didn't have a one-hole stopper and it was just a stopper, it would actually cause, it could cause this container to burst, which is very, very dangerous. So we never recommend doing that unless you're in a classroom. So I have these cute little containers that are, it's a popper, basically is what we call it. It's just a little vial. It doesn't seal completely shut, so that's what's kind of nice about this. I'm gonna put in some little bits of solid carbon dioxide or dry ice. I'm gonna put a topper on there and see what happens. And I don't know if I picked the one that doesn't work. Looks like this is the one that doesn't work, because I hear it. Let's see if this cover works. There we go. And it's a little popper. So it's kind of like those little poppers that you get to play with during parties that are kind of like little firework poppers, and they send out streamers. I'm not even sure if those are still legal, but I played with them when I was a kid. So the other thing that we can do is make a big fat boo bubble. So I'm going to do that using this Pyrex dish, which has some warm water inside. I am going to put it right here. I have some Dawn soap mixed in with water and a cotton washcloth. And what I'm going to do is first I gotta stick some carbon dioxide in there. And then I'm going to take this, squeeze it out a little bit. It's really soapy. And then I'm going to just drag this across the top a few times until I get a really nice seal and a bubble forms. This is called the crystal ball. It's really fun to either watch until it pops or you can pop it. It is proof that the gas is needing more volume or more space, taking up more space, and why it is so important for dry ice to be stored in an open container. So that's it for my presentation. Oh, we can make smoke bubbles too, or smoke rings, using a 2-liter bottle. It's, again, very important never to close the 2-liter bottle. There we go. So the giant crystal ball is being formed in. And right here I'm going to stick some of that in there. And we can make little smoke rings, which is really fun. And that's it. So this is our dry ice experiment day. It's really fun to play with dry ice. It is always recommended that you have an adult around that's responsible, and never, ever, ever put it in a closed container. So here you go. Here's just some smoke rings. And that's really fun. So that's it. Dry ice sublimation.